Imagine you have a rare pair of sneakers worth $200. If you're in a room with 100 people and nobody has cash, your sneakers are worth $0 at that moment. That is a liquidity crisis. Liquidity is simply how fast you can turn an asset into cash without losing its value. Welcome back to the Tomorrow Money Show. Here we talk about the future of wealth. And today, that future is happening right here in Zimbabwe. You have heard me talk about pro-code platforms and how we are tokenizing real-world assets. Well, we have launched RetailBets, and the game is officially changed. But I hear the question: why should I use RetailBets instead of just going to VFX Direct? Today we are going deep. We are talking about the lifeblood of any market: liquidity. In financial markets, liquidity refers to how easily you can buy or sell an asset without significantly affecting its price. In a high liquidity market, there are so many buyers and sellers that you can exit your position in seconds and price remain relatively stable. In a low liquidity market, you are stuck holding the bag while the price moves against you because there are few sellers or few buyers with very huge spreads. Liquidity is what makes a market tradable, because if you want to trade Simbisa shares, you want to be able to buy the shares easily and at the same time expect to sell those shares at a profit easily in the future. Also, with enough liquidity, price discovery is smooth, whereas on illiquid market, it's hard to fairly value an asset. This is one of the reasons why Econet are delisted from the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange. So how do we see this liquidity? How can you determine if a market is liquid enough? We look at the order book. Think of the order book as a to-do list for the market. On one side, you have the bids, the buyers, people saying, I want to buy Simbisa tokens at this price. On the other side, you have the asks, the sellers, people saying, I am willing to let go of my Padenga tokens at this price. The magic happens in the medium, the spread. This is the gap between the highest buyer and the lowest seller. In a thin order book, there are very few people waiting. If you want to buy $1,000 worth of shares, you might have to buy from 5 different people at 5 different prices, pushing your average cost way, way, way up. In a deep order book, there are hundreds of orders. You can buy a massive amount at a single fair price. The order book is the truth of the market. It tells you if a platform is a ghost town or a bustling metropolis. In some markets, to always ensure that there is liquidity, there are what are called market makers. These market makers are always active in the market, willing to both buy and sell the underlying asset. In Zimbabwe's terms, you can think of market makers as the money changers in the streets. They are always willing to buy and sell foreign currency to you. Of course, with a cut. That cut is the spread. There is a famous statement which goes like this: liquidity begets liquidity. What this means is people will always want to trade on a market that is already liquid. If a market is liquid, more people will come to trade it, and the more of those people come, the liquidity will actually be increasing. This is why on our recently launched platform for trading and owning tokenized versions of shares on the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange, we are using a market maker model to always guarantee that there is liquidity. There is always someone willing to buy and sell with small trades. Speaking of the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange, right? It's a great institution. They launched VFX Direct to allow retail investors to access the market, which was a big step for access. But it has a lot of limitations, starting with the fact that the KYC process takes a long time. It took me 3 weeks and a lot of emails to their support team for my account to be approved. Secondly, the platform still relies on the traditional infrastructure that takes 2 working days to settle your trades, to settle your shares, which is a huge drag. Plus, as of now, it's near impossible to use your shares as collateral for taking out, say, a loan. Lastly, and to the context of this video, VFX Direct is a liquidity war. On VFX Direct, liquidity is peer to peer. There are no market makers. If you want to buy $10 of Simbisa brand shares, someone else, another human being, has to be selling that amount at exactly that time. If no one is selling, you wait and wait. There are some companies which on good days the order book will look okay with a good number of buyers and sellers, and the spread will be limited, but the majority of the companies have very thin order books and huge spreads. Take a look at this order book of the recently listed company Econet Infraco, which was, as you can see, empty at this time. There are zero buyers and zero sellers. This was a bad day to trade this company. And this is a sign you do not want to see on any market. However, on the same day, take a look at this Insco Africa order book. It was fed with liquidity and the spread was workable with. If every counter was like this, the VFX would be a very good market. Lastly, let's look at this Sidco International order book. In as much as the order book is not empty, the spread between the best bid and the best ask is too big. Bear in mind that these order books I am showing you were for this day and at this time of recording the screenshots. The order books can change during the day, sometimes improving the liquidity, but in most cases not, as the orders will be getting matched during the day. On RetailBets, we provide liquidity for every listed company using the market maker model. When you want to buy, you aren't waiting for a random stranger to post an ad. Procode Platforms is there, providing a constant stream of tokens. When you want to sell, we are there to buy them back instantly. We have removed the waiting room of traditional finance that is being offered on VFX Direct. We are still in the pilot phase and we expect small trades which we can handle with these order books that you can see we have available for every company. The spreads are also reasonable. Compare this Sidco order book to the one that I showed you from VFX Direct. The order book on Infraco is not as empty as it was on VFX Direct, which highlights how the market maker model is best. Why are we doing this? Because Zimbabweans deserve a world-class financial experience. By using blockchain and the power of the market maker model, we have turned the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange into a playground for everyone. If you want to own a piece of the biggest companies in this country without the headache of traditional order books, head over to RetailBets.com. The tomorrow money isn't coming, it's already here. I'm your host, Mnyaradzi Togarepi, the Crypto Czar, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.